Hey, FaZe is gone. What is going on, everybody? Digital Bob here. Yeah, so Tfue has been given shit to FaZe, and by the looks of this contract, almost rightfully so. So what? And I've looked through it. I have things highlighted. I have a physical copy of the contract right here with notes and stuff like that taken within. Let's see if I can get there. It is with highlighted sections and stuff like that that I thought were big points. And there seems to be, I would say, at least one huge point that people are missing. And it may just be on my end due to lack of knowledge, but it seems like it would dismantle the whole lawsuit, at least in California. Starting off, gamer agreement, April 27th, 2018. First point, FaZe Clan Inc., a Delaware corporation. The first thing that people are trying to say is that FaZe is acting as a talent agency registered in California. Legally, if you have your headquarters in another state, that is where your business is, as far as I know. So, number one, that would kind of throw a wrench into what people have been saying. No points left here on the second. 110 Tfue, player 110 player known as Tfue. Down to compensation. Compensation. $2,000 a month. That comes out to over that fee. Over that would be $12,000 without an increase for that period of 6 months. Here's where it gets tricky. Sole discretion may increase up to 25 or decrease up to 20. So normally you would have people dedicated to determining performance and all that, and it's up to the company's sole discretion. That is kind of sketchy in my book. All income generated by gamer from cash prizes won in tournaments or matches shall be split 80-20. That seems about right. All other income, including but not limited to salaries, earnings, fees, royalties, bonuses, share of profits, and gifts generated in connection with gamer services, whether individually or as part of the team from the following sources, shall be split as follows. In-game sticker, in-game merchandise, 50-50. Merchandise negotiated separately. Brand deals featuring the gamer that exists on gamer or company's content creation platform or social media sites. If the deal, so if FaZe got a new brand offer and it was brought to them by Tfue, he would get 50%, FaZe would get 50%. Brand deals featuring the gamer that exists on gamer or company's content creation platforms, e.g. Twitch, YouTube, or social media sites. If the deal is brought to gamer by company, 2080. That is highway robbery. So normally with this, you would see numbers like this. That is flopped. This is the ratio you would probably normally see with stuff like that. Actually, you know what? If this was like a good contract, I could see, like, to make it a lot better, I could see moving the 80-20 down to right here and then splitting that 50-50 since the company is doing that. Team merchandise and apparel, unrelated to FaZe Clan merchandise and apparel. 20% to gamer and 80% to company. So that's like if Tfue started selling his own shirts, he would only make 20% off of his own shirt. Points. Appearances, touring, sign-up bonuses, 50-50. Next, relationship of parties. Each party is an independent contractor and is solely responsible for all of its own employees, subcontractors, labor costs, and, except as otherwise provided herein, expenses. So, there is a big issue being dealt with as far as like the government getting involved, Department of Labor, something like that, getting involved with underage drinking in the FaZe house, and what was it? Tfue getting injured in a skateboard accident and causing permanent disfigurement. So, because each party is an independent contractor, FaZe essentially gets out of having to even deal with that, with like him getting hurt, because the WWE actually puts the same thing in all of their contracts. They're not actually employees or employed by FaZe. They're independent contractors, and I think it says even later in the contract. Yeah, here it is right below it, insurance. Gamer agrees that company is not responsible for any insurance coverages for gamer, and accordingly, gamer shall assume responsibility for obtaining all required insurance coverages for gamer, which may include but is not limited to workers' comp, health insurance, and or automobile insurance. So normally if someone is a full-time employee, and what classifies as full-time, at least in the state of Alabama, I don't know if it's federal, is working at least 35 hours a week, which underneath, like with the schedule and everything like that, they most certainly would qualify as employees if they had not put the independent contractor clause right here. But since they did this and this, they basically 100% get out of like him getting hurt on the skateboard. Now him like allegedly getting drunk underage and gambling, yeah, that's something that the Department of Labor is. Now here is the point that like nobody I have seen has even spoke about yet. At least that I haven't seen it. And this like basically can throw out the whole thing in California. I think this agreement, hang on, let me go through, erase this so you can see it better. This agreement shall be governed and constructed in accordance with the laws of the state of New York, without regard to its conflict of laws principles. The parties submit exclusively to the state or federal courts located in New York for any claim hereunder, and each party consents to the jurisdiction thereof. Okay. So here is where the entire thing can be thrown out in California. It's a weird thing because in California, or I think in California it may be federal. What they're trying to do is they're trying to basically, if one thing is wrong with the contract, you can get out of the entire contract, at least in California. That's what I know. But right here, everything is in New York, and everybody, like, both parties consented to the federal court being, or like, to the thing in New York. And like, this whole contract was made in New York, so I don't really understand why people keep trying to bring up the fact that, like, California laws, California independent contractor laws, California contract laws, and then we have the independent contractor clause, and it's like they assume that he is an employee or something in a talent agency that is based in California, and that the contract is in California. The contract is in New York, and the company is based in Delaware. So I don't really understand where people keep pulling California from. I don't know if California may have jurisdiction there because one of the co-owners has a home there, or that's where Tfue was living. But as far as I can tell, this whole thing in California at least probably won't get through. There's something else down here. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay, so FaZe Banks in his video says that they have only collected 60,000. So here is this: failure of a party to enforce its rights hereunder will not be construed as a waiver of such rights. All remedies, whether at law, in equity, or pursuant to this agreement, will be cumulative. So, even though they've only taken 60,000, at least the way this reads to me, at any time they can request all of the money, even though they have legal right to the money, but they only have collected 60,000. But at least right here, the way it reads to me is that all of it can be collected. They can, like, basically send him an invoice for the money and he has to pay it. That, like, all at once. And that's the way it reads to me. It may be some legalese in here that I don't understand. Sign the page. Let me get through in my document here. Terms and conditions, G and H. Gamers shall actively participate in finding new business opportunities and shall bring all such new opportunities promptly to the company's attention. So even, like, okay, even though he is not allowed to take new sponsorships on for himself, he is supposed to be actively looking for new sponsorships to bring to FaZe, and he'll get half of them. And this is a big thing, I feel, of why Tfue wants to have his contract, because he's having to split. Number one, he would have to split all the advertisers and sponsorships brought to FaZe 50-50. And then number two, FaZe can decline whatever sponsorships that he tries to bring. Yeah, that's less money for them. Gamer will not accept any money, services, or other valuable consideration other than the compensation payable by company hereunder for the inclusion of any matter in connection with the services, or for the endorsement of any company or service in connection with the services. Further, gamers shall not visibly wear any product name or logo during the provision of gamer services hereunder without company's prior written consent. If company approves the inclusion of any logo or trademark, which logo or trademark is proprietary to gamer, then gamer hereby grants company the right to include such logo or trademark in the exhibition, promotion, advertising, merchandising, and other exploitation of these services. So, like, if Tfue went out, made his own logo, FaZe gets it. That's basically, I think. No, that what this is saying is that Tfue can't even make his own logo, I think. If company approves. Yeah, it doesn't even look like Tfue can make his own logo. I really don't think so. I don't think that's how that's reading. 4A. 4A. Gamer services hereunder shall be performed on a work made for hire basis, and as such, all right, title, and interest in, and two, all results and proceeds from the services, including but not limited to all work product, deliverables, and content, and all intellectual property rights therein and related thereto, collectively results and proceeds, shall be owned exclusively by company in perpetuity throughout the universe and in all media now known or hereafter devised. Holy shit. What an ending to that sentence. Gamer services hereunder shall be performed on a work made for hire basis. Oh my god, I used to know what that meant. Can't remember. But yeah, they don't necessarily define gamer services. So that leaves it very muddy. They don't define Twitch, they don't define YouTube. They just say gamer services, including but not limited to all work product, deliverables and content, and all intellectual property. All intellectual property rights shall be owned exclusively by company. They do not define what they are talking about here. Like as far as like individual platforms go. So like at least the way that this reads to me is that number one, FaZe owns all how do I put this? FaZe owns every video that Tfue has put up on YouTube. They own his stream. They own like his likeness and all that. And I think later on in the contract, they actually say that they do have his likeness. But yeah, they can just yoink all of his revenue that he's made from like YouTube and Twitch and all that. At least that is the way this is reading to me. Once again, I'm not a lawyer, and you hear this accent. Yeah, it's right under here. Gamer name and likeness. Commencing upon 1/2, gamer hereby grants to company an exclusive, transferable, assignable, sub-licensable, royalty fee, fully paid, universal right and license, but not the obligation to use and authorize others to use gamers' names, voice, image, photograph, personal characteristics, signature, actual or simulated likeness, expressions, performance, attributes, personal experiences, and biographical information in connection with 1, the advertising, publicity, promotion, merchandising, exhibition, and other exploitation of the services, and 2, all versions and formats and the businesses, services, programs, and or products of the company and their licenses, sub-licenses, assigns, advertisers, and sponsors, including all advertising, publicity, promotion, and materials associated therewith in any manner in any and all media and by any means now known or hereafter devised, including but not limited to use in and in connection with publishing, byproducts, tie-ins, merchandise, commodities, and services of every kind, without limiting the basically depictions of name and likeness of gamer in any relation to any exploiting, including any promotional films and videos in any manner and any means throughout the universe and all media now known or hereafter devised. Tfue doesn't even own himself. FaZe owns Tfue with this clause. My God, they have his voice, image, photograph, personal characteristics, signature, actual or simulated likeness, expressions, performance, attributes, personal experiences, and biographical information. They have the right to use every bit of what they have a Tfue. And they can use it any way they want to. This looks like a deal with the devil to me. This is basically signing away your soul. Okay, what are we going to now? 6B. Termination for convenience. Okay, so actually I'm going to come back to this because it ties in with where is it? 6E. I'm going to go to 6E and then I'm going to backtrack through 6. Obligations upon termination. Upon termination of the agreement for any reason, gamer shall promptly provide companies, rules, and proceeds. Basically, give all the money. Additionally, notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained within the agreement, in the event of termination for a gamer material breach, gamers shall be prohibited from playing video games publicly, online, or in live tournaments, or professionally for a period of 6 months from the effective date of such termination. Tfue wants to leave and he wants to keep playing video games. And because of this, okay, now let me backtrack up to 6E or 6B. Termination for convenience. The company may terminate the agreement at any time upon the 30 days prior written notice to gamer in the event that company wishes in its sole discretion to replace gamer with a new person on the team, provided that gamer shall be paid. Basically, they can fire him at any time as long as they give him 30 days notice. That is 100%. They can fire, so basically they can fire him at any time as long as they give them 30 days notice, and then they can keep him from playing games for 6 months if they can do it right. If they like get a lawyer and do it all right. Okay, so this goes back, let's see, my next thing that I have here goes to the alleged party that was on YouTube that was filmed and supposedly had Tfue drinking underage at that party. Where is it? Something 9. Gamer appearing visibly intoxicated and or under the influence of any illegal substance in public, including online content. Upon termination for a gamer material breach or otherwise pursuant to this subparagraph. Okay, now if what I have seen is true, he has already violated 6D subsection 9 here. If what is floating around is correct, he has already violated this contract and is substitute, and is like, he can be let go because of this. Because he was, allegedly, he was drinking at 20 years old, which makes alcohol an illegal substance. There was some video of him like drinking 1 beer in a foreign country, but the legal age for drinking was like 18 or 16 or something like that in that country. So yeah, this is the big reason why Tfue wants this contract thrown out. Because FaZe can keep him from playing video games for on Twitch or professionally for up to no, it's not an up to, it's a 6 months flat. That is like the big reason why he wants to get this contract thrown out, and he wants to be let out of it. I think that's basically the big points of this contract. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'm usually live on twitch.tv/digitalbob doing a whole bunch of variety streams. Usually it's any time when I feel on. There will be an exclamation point schedule in my chat. All right. Peace.